guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be really cute just to kind of get to know me a little bit more in terms of my business, my property journey, starting in the service accommodation world, and I just thought that I would let you into my journey so far. So yeah, let's get right into it. I have a cheeky Fanta lemon and I'm sitting on my kitchen side right now, so yeah, just cute cozy vibes, why not? So, getting started in property, it kind of started for me in 2021, which is when I went to like a first property crash course or, to get information. And I didn't even know that service accommodation was a thing or that it even existed. I essentially went to the property event because I want to be a property developer and I wanted to know more about buying and renovating houses, because that is actually my long-term end goal for my property business, if you'd like to say. So yeah, that was it. I went to a crash course in 2021 and I think it just blew my mind a bit. I was like, oh my god, these people are making this much money like per month and whatever else. And for part of me, I didn't really believe it or that it was a thing. So I had to go again, and then I went again, and then I eventually signed up for a course that was like £2,000. And it was about service accommodation and getting it started and being an Airbnb host, that kind of thing. So from there, I did a few other property courses. I did also join a property business academy, which was basically like all of the training and support into one, which I think I needed because I did really struggle at the beginning, I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you are thinking about getting stuck in with service accommodation, and you are struggling or you're having those kind of challenges first come up when you're talking to landlords and stuff like that, this is completely normal. I actually cried multiple times, one too many, and I also cried publicly in front of people and my other business friends, which I laugh about now because we're all making money and stuff, and you sit there and think, oh, remember when we were complaining and crying and whatever else. But yeah, that era is gone. Since then, I obviously got my first Airbnb unit, which was a one-bed apartment in Leicester City Centre. So I'm based in Leicester. My Airbnbs are based in Leicester as well. It's my patch, it's where I plan to stay property-wise. So yeah, and I think getting started, there was loads of kind of hurdles for me, one being financially. So I'm not going to lie to you, the only reason why people get started in rent to rent or Airbnb service accommodation is because of the financial barrier. The way that I looked at it for me and my circumstances, I don't come from a background or a family that has, affluent money, and I wasn't kind of on that path. So I'm kind of building the path for myself at the moment. And Airbnb just seemed easy to get into. I really plan to kind of multiply my portfolio and develop that because the cash flow, what you learn when you first get started in business is cash flow is everything. And when I was getting started, I, like many of you, if you're coming to watch this video, I thought that the correct way of getting into property is working really hard for many years, saving, putting a big down payment on a house, renovating it, then getting a second one, and that's just not the reality, because during that space of time I could have made X amount and beyond maybe 2 properties. So yeah, that is essentially the lesson that I learned, and reframing your mind and stuff like that. So it was really tough. It was really tricky to get through those mental barriers and kind of unlearn everything that you've always been told about property and whatever else. But yeah, I'm still here. I'm still a rent-to-renter. I'm not yet a property owner. That is something that I've put on my goals list for next year. I am, touch wood, going to be a property investor who owns a property next year. Fingers crossed, amen, thank you. But yeah, essentially I'm kind of building. I went through a bit of a rough patch a few months ago as well, where I just needed a bit of time out for myself. So I think as a business whole, I've not really excelled lots. I've kind of stuck with the units. I was also managing service accommodation units for other people, and I was managing a part hotel, which I did, where I feel like I got a lot of my Airbnb experience from, which has really helped my journey. But as a whole, I know that when I got started in property, I wanted to be a developer. I didn't really want to get into the management, which is why I'm kind of going down the route that I am now. So essentially my plans for the Airbnb business at the moment and my journey is to just get more units, and obviously that means more money. It can be kind of like financially costly. I think I spent about £8,300 on my first unit, so in my mind there was things that I needed to pay for, but that was also included costs of getting started. So let's say my insurance, my redress scheme and stuff like that. So now when I go said Fanta lemon. So now essentially when I go and start adding more properties on there, it's not going to be as bad and it's not going to be as costly. My budget for the next unit that I get is going to be about £6,000. So that's essentially what I'm working towards and saving towards, to just get more units in. I've got a goal that by this time next year, I'm going to be making 10k a month from my property portfolio, which is going to either be a mix of Airbnbs and HMOs. But I'd like to say Airbnbs, yeah. So that has been my property journey so far, in a nutshell, because it's 2024 now, so what's that, 3 years since I get started? I think since I did the first course, I didn't actually get a unit for like a year and a half. I was just going through mental, whatever, I was saving. I was sat there thinking, you know, I haven't got the money to do it, and just making up all these excuses for myself. But essentially how I got started is I got myself 4 jobs at one point. I worked myself into, not even burnout, I worked myself into cremation, forget burnout, and just saved. I was able to save in 1 year, I think it was 14.5 grand, and then after that I think I saved another 5 grand. So that was the cost of like the business academy, and then the cost of getting my own unit to start up. So yeah, essentially I'm in a place now where I really just want to build the portfolio. I'm also thinking about potentially letting investors invest their money with me so that I can build that portfolio, because I get a lot of people approach me now like, do you want this property? Can you da 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 da? And it's just a tricky situation. But I'm very appreciative to God, because there was a time where I struggled to get a deal. I struggled to have a conversation with the landlord, or even walk into an estate agent confidence wise. So to be in a position that I am now and be offered property deals and not be able to take them on is a blessing, because not a lot of people, or not everyone starting off is going to be on here. But if there is anything that I would say to you guys is keep at it, be persistent, be confident, and also get a grip of yourself in terms of who you are and what you offer. A lot of my journey I think was due to like self-doubt, and I didn't think I was good enough. When I first started at 21, it was kind of like, who on earth is going to trust me with their property? Why would anyone rent to me, and whatever else? So just kind of reconditioning your mind, and your mindset, I'd probably say. But yeah, essentially that is my property journey so far. I do want to take you guys on a lot more of my journey into service accommodation, updates, pricing, tips, management, all of that. So if this is the first video that you're watching in regards to my property content, welcome, because we are only going to get more richer, wealthier, and just, yeah, I'm going to be a property millionaire. And if you are someone who wants to be on the journey with someone, I'm not here to play any games. I'm not here to sit here and tell you lies or bullshit you about, you know, you're going to make millions of pounds. No, I'm just a girl who is a renter and has a service accommodation portfolio, and I'm also going to be a property millionaire within a space of time. So yeah, if you are interested in following me, obviously subscribe, comment, engage with me in terms of like property. Feel free to connect with me on social platforms as well, like LinkedIn, Instagram, so on. But yeah, thank you for joining, and I will see you on the next video, guys.